Hello and welcome to this episode of jocksinjills. It's brought to you by SharkNinja, Shark Beauty, Shark Home, and Ninja Kitchen. And today we want to tell you about the Shark Power Detect 2-in-1 robot vacuum cleaner and mop with Never Touch Pro Base. This combined vacuum and mop is designed for better, faster, and smarter cleaning with low maintenance. It automatically empties debris into the 60-day capacity bin, refills its own water tank for up to 30 days, and washes and dries the mopping pad after every clean. If you want to get your hands on one of these or any SharkNinja, Shark Beauty, Shark Home, or Ninja Kitchen, we have a promo code for you. It's JOCKS15. Make sure you're using that. SharkNinja is a proud founding partner of the PWHL, our presenting sponsor here at jocksinjills. All right, here we go. We think it's episode 47 of jocksinjills presented by our dear friends at SharkNinja. It feels like we've done a lot of episodes. We dropped about 1 million while we were in Milan. If you haven't listened to us with Billie Jean King or the Wynn Brothers or the Momcast, go back and listen to those because they're absolutely phenomenal. I'll never be over the chat that we had with Billie Jean King or the Momcast or the Wynn Brothers, honestly. Loved all three of those. Just as a heads up, everybody, that game last night between the Sirens and Montreal, we're recording before that game. I'm interested, though, Tessa, if anything spicy happens in that one, and maybe this is going to be a funny soundbite after when something spicy does happen.
Are you going to put money on or off the table that Abby Rock is not going to do something? She's going to tell Laura Stacey, sweetheart, take a seat. I got this. That's what's going to happen. Abby Rock is not going to let that fly by. And I'm not going to say she's going to go to intentionally hurt her, but she's going to make Culty's life just not fun out there.
And guys, if you don't know the context, it was Kristina Koltenkova that injured Marie-Philippe Poulin in that game versus Czechia at the Olympics. We don't know what Marie-Philippe Poulin's status is for tonight's game. Again, you would have already seen that game by the time you hear this podcast. So we're recording before it. We're pumped. Second half of the season, baby. Do you feel refreshed? Do you feel anew? Do you feel how did a half of this season already go by? Is that
is
weird?
It true? I don't think it's truly half, but I feel like, oh, baby, like this second half is going to be wild, and I'm here for all of it. So like, I'm still exhausted from Italy. I don't know how you are, but I'm still a little bit wiped, but like,
yesterday, I started to feel weird. Like when we got back, I felt totally normal. And then the last couple days, I also, and I've been like admitting to this, I don't know if I'm tired or if I just got really addicted to the knitting project I've been on. So I'm like, oh, I'm too tired to do anything else. I finished it last night, Tessa.
What?
I'll drop you a photo after this. I'm so pumped about my loon headband. I'm going to make myself a loon sweater soon. I'm very excited. It's got like a heated rivalry nod. And it is like directly halfway. Montreal has played 15 games. They've got 15 games remaining. Minnesota Frost too. Some teams are like 16 and 14. So we're right at the halfway mark for these teams. It's going to be nuts.
It's going to be wild. I can't wait. The standings couldn't be closer. So sign me up.
Before we get into the second half and before we start teeing it all up, we're of course going to touch on, well, first of all, I made a TikTok video like this and I was like, hey, literally everyone's talking about women's hockey right now. Kind of obsessed with that. Some of my favorite podcasts that aren't hockey related at all. Some of my favorite celebrities that aren't involved in hockey at all, commenting on women's hockey lately and riding or dying for the USA women's hockey girls, which I love. I went on Jeff Merrick's show, The Sheet, earlier this week, and I kind of touched on this. And we've heard a lot of the players talk about it in the aftermath. We kind of had a couple days to digest everything. My overwhelming message when I went on Jeff Merrick's show, I won't repeat it again. You guys can go and listen. Tessa, you'll be able to have your thoughts in a second, was like, this was such an amazing moment for women's hockey. This was such an amazing moment for the American women's team. They put out the best, most dominant team that we've seen at the Olympic level ever. And I'm really disappointed that we've had to talk about anything other than their dominance. And you know what? Actually, let's throw to HILARY Knight right here, because I thought she had an awesome talk about and an awesome message about how it's disappointing that we have to talk about this at a time where we should just be celebrating the greatness of the game.
I just thought the joke was distasteful and unfortunate. And I think, just the way women are represented, it's a great teaching point to really shine light on how women should be championed for their amazing feats. And now I have to sort of sit, and anybody has to sit in front of you and explain someone else's behavior. It's not my responsibility. So But what is shifting the focus and shifting the narrative of this amazing accomplishment that we all did together. And granted, the men's and the women's team did it together, and that is super special. It's never been done in our program's history. It's something we're extremely proud about. But these women are amazing, and whatever is going on shouldn't never outshine or minimize their work and our success on the world stage. This was the best American women's hockey team, the best American team we've ever put together on a world stage when the lights have been the brightest ever. And so I think everybody felt that, going through the tournament. And I want to celebrate. I want people to be remembered for that. I want the legacy of this team to be remembered. And so that's what I'm trying to shift the narrative on and really focus on championing what we've done and what we've accomplished the last 2.5 weeks together.
So that's what Hilary Knight had to say. We heard from Kelly. I loved what Kelly Panic said. It wasn't overly surprising. Tessa, I want to give you the floor right now because you're someone, like, you've been in this battle for a long time.
Yeah, and like similar to Kelly Panic, like, does it surprise me that it took place? No. Did I let it ruin my day? No, because I just know there are people out there that just simply don't respect women and who truly believe that no matter what we accomplish is equal to what men accomplish at the same level. That's it. However, in saying that, I didn't really play hockey, and this league doesn't exist to impress those who don't care about us. I'm not here to change the minds of who don't care about the women's game because, quite frankly, I know I'm not going to be able to. And I don't think that they'll ever believe that my accomplishments or the accomplishments of these amazing women or the way that we trained was equal to what the men were doing. I know they don't believe it was harder for us because our funding and support from our NSOs was lesser than what the men get. And they're not going to change my mind or convince me that what I did was lesser. So where I'm at is no minds are going to be changed here with this type of person, okay? I was always trained to control what I can control. So what I can control is promoting this league to the best of my ability for the generations to come, to have this be the next gen's norm, to teach them that, standing complicit to some lame joke, that ain't it, because this is awesome. And they're amazing athletes, both male and female. I want them to know that. One isn't greater than the other. This is exactly what all those women did on the Olympic stage when they were at the Olympics. This is what they put out for the next gen. They put on the best show for everyone who loves hockey, period. For everyone who respects the work and effort these women put in, for those new to the sport who want to learn and cheer on some of the greatest players and people. All these ladies, all these Olympians accomplished all of this in programs that are still not treated the same or given the same support as the men's programs, okay? The PWHL, the league that we work for, was not started to convince anyone of anything. We are a great, amazing hockey league, and these are amazing athletes who are accomplishing amazing things, not only for themselves, okay? They're not doing this for themselves. They're doing this for the next generations to come, to show them that no matter what anyone else says or thinks, their ambitions should not waver, not for a second, because there is a league and a place for you and a bunch of fans that know and appreciate and love and respect everything that they're doing. And they want nothing more than for you to just succeed and feel welcomed and loved and respected. We don't let moments like this ruin our day because we've got our eye on the prize. You heard Hilary, you heard Kelly Panic. We just let this fuel us because the prize is the next generations having a different outlook than the one that we saw in that locker room. And everyone, it's okay to be fueled by that laughter. You should be. But we got to use it in a way to empower these athletes and the next ones to come. So for everyone that's outraged and making posts on the internet, thank you. But let's turn this into action, okay?
Get your butts in
tickets,
seats.
buy seasons tickets, buy merch, take your kids, take your neighbors' kids, take your neighbors, take your friends to any and every women's game in every single league and cheer your ass off, because that right there is how you change minds. That's how you make a difference, because it's undeniable when the youth, girls and boys, sees the support and learns that women's sports are really cool and, quite frankly, a ton of fun to attend, that these women are badass and that they're damn good at what they do. And then watch these leagues grow. Watch the immediate impact. I was always taught, you don't give a bully a microphone. You don't amplify their message. You just walk away, teach others like, that was not right. And you silence it by doing the right thing. It's a sad reality that there's always going to be people out there who just don't like others. It's terrible, it's awful, but it's true. But it doesn't mean you let that pull you down. You use that to elevate yourself and those around you who think like you. Push it aside. I'm glad everyone is upset. Trust me, that fills my heart so much. It means a lot to me. But I know what I can control, and I know you do too. So everyone, get out there and make a difference for these next generations of kids, because those are the minds that we have to change, right? Let's blow this thing up even more.
Yep.
Let's show them exactly what they don't know and exactly what they're missing. Trust me, this is a rallying cry, guys. This is a step stool that we're going to step on, and we're going to amplify, and we're just going to hit the ground running and blow this thing up and have the best next 5 years of our lives.
Yes, dude. Well said, Tessa. Like, as much as it could be disheartening and frustrating, like, don't let it take the wind out of your sails. Like,
more
this
action, baby.
league
More
matters.
action.
Women's hockey matters. And there's a lot of people cheering this thing on who believe in it. And like you said, there's so much traction on the internet the past couple of days. I want to see every single one of them with their butts in seats at PW games in the second half of the season. And speaking of the second half of the season, Tessa, now that we've swept the floors and talked about all the icky stuff, let's get to the PWHL second half of the season, baby. Okay, let me just be the first to say, pulling up the PWHL standings after the Olympics,
Insane.
I did not realize how much Minnesota and Montreal were breathing down the Boston Fleet snacks. We're going to look at the top teams right now. Boston's sitting at top with 30 points. They've only played 14 games. They've got fewer games than any of the top four teams. Minnesota hot behind them with 28 points. Montreal, 27. New York, 24 points. We had Maddie Wheeler on the pod. You guys will hear that interview pretty soon. But she gave us the call out. She was like, "Hey, you guys didn't think we'd be very good, and right now they're sitting in a playoff spot."
Maddie, there's a lot of seasons left, and I hope you prove me wrong. A lot of season left, but that's okay.
I love it.
Literally 2 regulation wins, and New York's up where Boston is, which is wild. This is going to be a ride. Buckle up, everybody. I'm so here for it. Where you want to start? Top team?
Dude. We pumped up the Boston Fleet. Like, can anyone stop them now? Do they just get another shot in the leg after bringing home all these Olympic gold medalists?
They're going to maintain their dominance. Let's be real. They have Erin Frankel, who's coming off a stellar performance at the Olympics. And we expect that type of play to continue, barring any injuries. Because quite frankly, she's been a boss since the beginning of the year. Has not wavered.
One day I will be 100 years old. There will be nothing going on in my head. I'll be in an old folks' home, and my grandchildren will come up to me, and I won't remember anything else, but I'll say, "Do you remember when Erin Frankel only let in 2 goals on 99 shots? The 2026 Olympics?" And they'll be like, "Go to bed, Nona. Like, it's time to go to sleep." But that's what I'll remember forever.
On top of that, they've got Megan Keller and Haley Wynn. Like, your top 2D, that's your top 2D. What a blessing. But here's my thing with that moving forward, if Boston wants to continue their dominance. You can't have them carry the load and play nearly 30 minutes a game and then expect them to have gas left in the tank for playoffs. They got to find a little bit of balance here, okay? Getting the play.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you keep that D pairing together? Because he had KK with Haley Wynn.
Yeah, you can. You can keep them together, but you can also separate them, because getting to the playoffs is important. You have to get there. Winning is another, right? So there's time in this season where you're going to be able to tinker with things. But like, would I break them up? No, because when any team sees them go out there, they're like, do you know what I mean? Like, cripes, are you serious right now? These 2?
Yeah.
And then we got those 2 on the back end. You see Alina Mueller hop over the boards. You're like, okay, man, what the hell? Because she had a good first half, but she's going to need to play. For whatever reason, I feel like Alina Mueller with Switzerland is like, she carries the title of like, I have to do this. And I want her to carry that title with Boston. I want her to have that. And they're going to need her to have that if they want to win the Walter Cup. She's got 2 goals, 7 assists so far, which is great. We know she's got the ability to carry a team. I just want to see her execute it the rest of the way. And Susanna Tapany for this team to be successful moving down the road. She better come back with a fire lit under her butt, let me tell you, because she's probably not happy about the way the Olympics went for her team. And they didn't play in any of the medal rounds. So she's going to be rested, hopefully not with the norovirus. And she's just going to have to continue to be on the tear that she's on. Their power play is second best in the league. It's got to stay that way. I expect Abby Newhook to do big things in the second half. You know, I feel like this Olympic break kind of gives players like a second first season, if that makes sense. So everything was hit the ground running, whatever. I'm getting used to the physicality, the pace, how calls are made, all of this. And then they get a second to debrief, right? Take a little exhale and then come back kind of like a vet. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is going to benefit Abby Newhook a lot, especially on their power play. Power play is what, 20.5%? Their PK is the best in the league, no doubt. Look what I said they on the back end and who their goaltender is.
Yeah,
that just keep these vibes going. Don't even tinker. Don't touch anything. Everyone back to business. Defending is key in playoffs, but you got to score goals to win. So this team's going to have to grind their way to the end, in my opinion. I think they got to find a way to get more secondary and just continue to cruise defensively as they are.
Boston Fleet, man. They are a well-oiled machine, and you imagine to keep going with that in the second half of the season. How about the Minnesota
Speaking
Frost?
of well-oiled machines.
Yeah, they've got all the members. We just got an email about all the members of the Triple Gold Club: Kendall Coyne, Britta Curl, Taylor Heisey, Nicole Hensley, Kelly Panic, Maddie Rooney, Lee Steckline, Grace Sumwinkle, Claire Thompson, all players that have won Olympic gold, World Championship gold, and the Walter Cup. The Triple Gold Club, and there's about 1 million of them, like I just said, that are former Minnesota Frost players or current Minnesota Frost players. And they seem kind of pissed off. Like, Kelly Panic's got that chip on her shoulder. Taylor Heisey's got that chip on her shoulder. Even though they win, this Minnesota team always still feels like they've got something to prove.
And just so everyone knows, Kelly Panic's dropping another beer. Been there, won that again, I guess. Again. It's a shandy.
Again. All Kelly Panic does is win. She's the coolest person ever. I'm the biggest Kelly Panic fan. Like, everything she does, I just love her
just
more.
Name her beer that. All I do is win. Anyways, they're going to come back firing. Like, this team is good. They are well coached and they always have a chance. That's where I'm at. You said 6 Olympic gold medalists about to hit the ice. They're going to hit the ice with some serious swagger. Like, sure, they're going to be a little bit tired. And I think there's going to be moments where, like, on practice days, the coach is just going to give them day off for recovery and stuff. But this team prior to the Olympics has had 6 games where they've scored at least four goals. 6 games where they've pumped 4 or more. Do we expect that to slow down with this gold medal boost? I don't think so. Corn, Curl, and Heisey were on fire, prior to the break. And I expect them to continue to be. If they're all healthy, I will say that, because we don't know the health of everybody right now. But the depth on this team is what's the scariest part of this team, and quite frankly, the most pain in everyone's asses, because they contributed the entire first half. We're used to seeing it. But this is why I think the three-peat for this team, and then another beer after the season is done, dropped by Kelly Panic, is like Katie Knowles got 6 points. Kendall Cooper has been contributing huge, who's a rook. Like, okay.
Yep.
Ken Clay, 5 Zs, you know what I mean? And this team on top of it has more goals than any team so far in the league with 48. So, I mean, if you want to beat this team on some nights, you're going to have to put up more than 4 goals based on what the first half of the season told us. That's crazy. With the 2 goalies they have.
And I think with that, I was just going to say, like, I'd be scared of their goalies right now just based on, listen, they're competitive. The whole world's talking about Erin Frankel. They didn't get the nod for the Olympics this year, either of them. Like, I think both of those goalies are going to come out with vengeance in the second half.
For sure.
They are scary. Okay, the Montreal Victoire. And this one kind of has an asterisk next to it because we don't know about Marie-Philippe Poulin. And that's a pretty big swing person, I'd say. And we also saw I can't stop thinking about Erin Frankel. She's in all my dreams. Erin Ambrose took that hit from Britta Curl at the end of the gold medal game. She went down. Her and Poulin were not practicing yesterday. That was not an indication that they weren't going to play. Sauvageau said they were just deloading from the Olympics, but obviously 2 massive pieces whose health is in the balance and could change the trajectory.
Totally. The question that I asked myself heading into the second half is like, is this going to be their year? And like you said, because of Pooh and Ambrose, I honestly don't know. What I do know is whenever Haley Skamura puts on Team USA's jersey, she's a different player. I don't know what it is. So we need Team USA, put a Team USA jersey under her jersey. I don't care, but she needs to
wear the USA get if you have to.
Do it. Skamura needs to play like she did with the US if this team wants to continue to push forward and actually give themselves a legitimate chance in the playoffs. They need that depth scoring. Like, only 2 teams have less goals than Montreal this year. Montreal's got 33 goals. The other 2 have 31. It's like, really? Montreal isn't near the top in scoring goals? Like, that's crazy to me. That sounds weird.
Yeah.
However, they do have the fewest goals allowed, and that's big thanks to their tendies, I should say, and Renee Desbiens. She's leading in all categories, and I just feel like I don't know. I could say whatever I want right now, and it doesn't matter because Anne Renee Desbiens is just going to continue to do Anne Renee Desbiens things. I do think this team can lead on Sandra Abstrider when needed, because I think she's proven herself that she can, and she can help this team push for a playoff run.
She was great in Milan. Yeah, after sitting on the shelf for a long time too. So, yeah, she's great. Very interesting to see what'll happen with this Victoire team, and we'll keep a locked on our social media. We'll post any updates there if we get any health updates before the next podcast drops. Okay, New York Sirens. We mentioned Maddie Wheeler not impressed with our preseason ranking rather, of the Sirens. And it's fair. We knew the youth was going to make a major impact, but I don't know if we expected them to step in and take control of this team and put their mark on this league so quickly in the way that they have.
Here's my deal. I said, Maddie, there's a lot of season left. But like you said, can they keep it together? I don't think it matters that they're rookies or not, because the fact that the rookies are talking like that speaks volumes about the confidence in that locker room. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And if this team can play as good as Jinsey Rose's new song, I think they're going to be just fine.
Yes. We're going to talk more about that. Jinsey, we love this new song. It's called She Shoots, She Scores. You can download it on Spotify. I believe it's on Apple Music as well. I have it on my phone already. We will talk with Jinsey very soon about this. We'll talk about that song. A lot of news dumping happening in the past couple of days, so we want to make sure we give She Shoots, She Scores its own moment. But yeah, shout out to that too. And they got to be bumping that in the room.
The Sirens, by the way, they're only 2 points ahead of 5th place, which is Ottawa. But they weren't necessarily trending in the right direction before break, which is why I said, Maddie. They lost the last 3 games, but they did snag points in 2 of those 3. So props to that. You always got to snag points. You know how important that is in this league.
Yeah, dude. If you're picking up points like that, even when you're not winning, like, you're 100%. Trouble.
You just got to get points. If you're not going to win, you got to at least snag a point. Philly, she may only have 1 goal, but fair warning to everyone in the league, she is going to come back with the biggest chip on her shoulder. You think you saw Mad Philly before? You ain't seen Mad Philly. I cannot wait for her to hit the ice because
the memes are going to hit so good.
She's so pissed off.
Philly has such a memeable face.
Mic her up all of the time.
She is awesome.
Everyone, mic her up. I cannot wait to hear what comes out of her mouth, and I cannot wait to see how she's going to play. One player I'm interested in seeing how she plays in this first game back against Montreal. Again, that game will have already happened. We haven't seen it yet. Colty. Is she going to survive this game? I don't know. But I truly don't think she backs down from a damn thing. And I think that's the juju in the locker room is they really don't care. They don't care about you. They care about their locker room. You can do whatever the heck you want. They're just going to keep doing what you're doing. I bet you Colty hits the 20 goal mark this year as a rookie. I bet you she does.
Yep.
So far, she's been unreal. She's done everything for this team. She leads the league with 11 goals this year. She doesn't care about the rough stuff. In fact, she kind of invites it. She was bragging to us on the draft floor how many people she had beef with already in the league. Kids applause. I feel like she's also going to come back a little bit ticked off to avenge her team's performance at the Olympics. You know what I mean? Just prove that, she's better than that performance, if you will.
I think so too. Czechia was really beat up about that. She was really upset about that. Also, you think 20 goals?
I do.
You think she's going to beat that single season's scoring record?
She's on pace to do it.
Yeah, Natalie Spooner's the one that holds that from that first season, right? 20 goals.
And I expect Casey O'Brien to have a little bit of, a chip on her shoulder as well. She didn't make that U.S. team, which is fine, but she was playing fantastic before we went on break. They're going to need that. And Kaylee Osborne, she didn't get a sniff of ice at the Olympics, but there's still confidence and experience there. She's just going to have to keep doing what she's done for this team so far, and that's just give them a chance to win. I do expect her record to improve. It's not the greatest right now if you look at it, but the defending on this team needs to tighten up to help her out a bit here. I think that just tailors to the youth of this team, quite frankly. So it's all just learning and experience because this team has 37 goals for, which is great for a young team, but they've allowed 41. So if they can flip that script, they're going to laugh their way into the entire playoffs. Like if this second half, they can really tighten up the goals allowed side, the defensive side of things, but continue to produce on the offense, my gosh, they're going to be just fine. And a way to do this is how about getting your power play going? It's running at 11%. Get your PP going.
With the characters on that
Get
thing.
it going. That's the fastest way you're going to flip that goal differential. Fastest way. And I honestly think with teams like Boston and Montreal out there, moving forward, this team's got to get comfortable playing in tight games because they're in the thick of it right now in 4th place. Like they are fighting to hold on to that spot.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle, dude. That's kind of the vibe of this New York team, though. I feel like they've got this chip on their shoulder and they want to prove everybody wrong. And that's like
got to do it in the right way, though.
That's the vibe that they'll capture for the rest of the season. Okay, let's talk about the Ottawa Charge, the team that could spoil a party if you let them. They'll never go away fully. The Ottawa Charge are so interesting. Like, what do you think? Are they a playoff
What's interesting
team?
to me is that the top half is separated by 6 points, and as is the bottom half. And Ottawa is just scratching at the ceiling, just, letting New York know we're still here because, I mean, they were runners up last year. Are they going to make the playoffs this year? They can, but there's going to be stuff that needs to change. Sure, they're only 2 points out. Okay, get that. And yeah, Brianne Jenner's been the straw that stirs the drink alongside Rebecca Leslie. But they have to tighten up their defense. They have the 2nd most goals for, which is awesome, but they've allowed 41. So that just tells you they're in tight games all of the time. Like, Gwyneth Phillips is going to do damn near everything she can to keep that puck out of the net, but like help her out a little sometimes, and get your secondary scoring going. If you're the top scoring team in the league and you can have your goal differential not be a negative, you're going to be okay, right? The power play's got to stay hot. That's what's kind of keeping their head above water here, but it's the best PP in the league. They just need that to continue to happen, and they got to help out Gwen if they really want to make this playoffs and get back to where they were last year with a true legitimate shot at winning the Walter Cup.
Yeah. Gwen's going to be locked in. I'm very Ottawa. They've got those Czechia players too. Like, you just never know with this Ottawa Charge team. They could surprise you. You never know what they're going to do. I think Vancouver's been a surprise to everyone for like where they sit right now. But right before the break, they get Sarah Nurse back. She's scoring at a clip. Talk about a chip on her shoulder. I feel like Sarah Nurse is going to come back after this break with vengeance
I would too.
Think. I did think that they were kind of getting it together before the break. I don't know if you feel the same way.
I think there were moments of it, yeah. Like if there's a manual for them to get it together, I hope they all purchased it because they did feel disjointed for the majority of the first half when they were not at home.
Yeah.
When they weren't at home. Because they only have 7 road points in 10 games. So they got to learn how to win on the road. But they have 12 points in 6 home games. Like, then you look at their schedule, there's only 8 games remaining at Pacific Coliseum. Okay, so start learning to like the road and start learning how to win on the road. And sometimes your road game is different than your home game, and that is just fine. There's no shame in that. They're tied for the fewest goals for with 31, and that's not great. So they're going to need a lot of secondary score. They need Sarah Nurse to be Sarah Nurse when Sarah Nurse came back for those 3 games. I think that's a part of it, 100%. But they allowed 39 goals against. Help out MASH a bit. You know what I mean? MASH has played out of her face for majority of the games, but you can't have a goalie's greatest years. I will say this is some of the greatest hockey I've seen MASH play. Don't let those go to waste. Like, start producing for her. If you're going to do it for something or somebody, help do it for your tendy, man. They're great peeps. Their defense is just, it's not the greatest, I will say. There's a lot of sloppy turnovers.
Like, you look at the piece of paper and you're like, stunning, gorgeous.
Totally
this
great.
Defense is going to change lives. Like, remember looking at it on paper before the season started? And
insane,
everyone was
not
like,
fair.
Wow, they could just play D all game. They got to find a way to translate that.
Can't have the sloppy turnovers.
Life.
You're putting your goalie in a bad spot. Jakes and Thompson, they got to come back angry and playing Olympic quality hockey. Set the precedent, set the tone. Like, you're the leaders here. Step back into that locker room. You know Nursey's coming back, like you said. She's going to keep cruising.
Yep.
The 3 games she came back before the Olympic, my gosh, she's going to be like, I think honestly, she's just going to lead the charge here. And I think Jen Gardner's going to be right behind her pushing because they need that. They need some good juju going. And I mean, what are we going to say to MASH? I've got no notes for you. Just keep doing what you're doing. But the defensive side of things need to tighten up. And I don't want to see any more of those sloppy turnovers where MASH has to make like 12 10-bell saves in 2 periods, you know?
Yeah, there's been games that like MASH herself has deserved to win. And it's been like, come on, she deserves this result. So hopefully Vancouver could start to deliver that in the second half of the season. Oh, the Toronto Scepters. I think we were dogging on them a bit in our final live stream. Well, and you know what? it's kind of fair. Like they kind of limped into the Olympic break. A lot of their team was part of that Team Canada squad that got disappointed. Like, where are we at with the
My question is like
Toronto Scepters right now? And maybe like I should put an asterisk on this one too, because I am a traumatized Toronto sports fan. So maybe like the Scepters wear some of that unfairly, like this brand new cute team. But yeah, where are we at with the Toronto Scepters?
Like, do you have the jam in the locker room to dig yourself out of this? Like, do you truly have the jam? Because if not, tank and go for the gold points and get the first overall pick. That's where I'm at. Because if you're looking around and you're like, this ain't it, start dealing players and start your rebuild now. Okay? Because if you truly don't believe as a coach, you could try it for, the next 4 games if you want. And if you're just like, my God, pick up the phone. Start making calls. Start revamping this roster and look at the next draft. Okay? Because you want a piece of that. So I don't know. I honestly don't know if they have the gumption to dig themselves out of this. It's been tough, man. Sitting second last in the league with a brutal goal differential. They have 27 goals for and 45 goals against. Like, I know. You just shake your head. You're like, what?
It's a tough one.
Hard.
It's a tough one.
But then you look at the team and you're like, okay, where's the pizzazz? The first name that pops out to you is probably Daryl Watts and Emma Malte. There's your pizzazz.
Yep.
Those 2 players need to get going. And I know Daryl Watts probably has been beating herself up since the Olympics, but there's no reason to, because she played great for her team. And she needs to reset and refocus here and realize, like, you're the dog. Like, you're the one on this team that is, like, going to get the girls going. So go and get them going. Start carrying them out of the basement. Malte, Comfer, Fast, Shelton, they all need to light up their offensive game. All of them. Like, if you truly want to dig yourself out of this. If not, then expect to be traded, some of you, for some depth scoring. Would they deal Renata? I don't know. Think about what you're going to get back for that. Because then that'll just help you tank. And then what are you going to get? Murphy or KK first overall? They're scoring for you. There's points. I don't know. This team's a head scratcher for me.
Trade deadline. I know. We're going to have to start talking trade deadline very soon. We're just under a month out from that. March 30th, my birthday, and Jackie's birthday, and Vince's baby's due date. March 30th is a very hot day. I think is Pooh's the 30th or the 29th? She's somewhere in that mix too. A lot of areas in that mix. It's also trade deadline season. It's going to be freaking chaos.
It's going to be nuts.
So we're very excited for that. I don't know. Toronto Scepters are in a very interesting spot right now. Who do they have in their first game back? They've got Seattle tonight as you all are listening to this. So I'd imagine these couple games, like you said, are going to be pretty pivotal for the Scepters and what they decide to do.
Yeah, and if you want to jump at Seattle here, like, you think they're happy with where they are? They're going to, poor Toronto, Seattle's going to come out of the gate swinging. And like, not only that they're pissed off about being in the basement, and albeit they've only played 14 games so far, and they're only in last place by 1 point behind Toronto, but now they've got all this juju and these gold medals dangling in their locker room and silver medals dangling in their locker room. And like, I hope that, because I like the way they've played together. I'm talking about Gosling, Karp, and Niter. I hope that Karp and Niter are just riding a high and continue to elevate Gosling's game, because I truly don't think the Goose has showed us her full potential at all. I think there's a lot there to be unpacked. And I hope those ladies can help her, dig it out. Secondary scoring's been a bit of an issue. We've seen glimpses. Look, I don't want to knock anybody, because Eldridge, she had 6 points in her last 3 games before the break and 8 in her last 5. So she sits second in scoring. Like, what, girl? Good for you. But it can't just be Eldridge. It's got to be a bunch of them. My other problem with this team, and I think the reason they're in the position that they are, is their goaltending needs to be just a bit more consistent. You know what I mean? Team could rattle off a few wins here and be right back in the mix, but Schroeds and Murphy got to lead the way.
Yeah. We'll see. Very excited about it. Again, Toronto and Seattle, the matchup tonight. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. We just want to take a moment to tell you about something new at Pizza Pizza. We want to introduce you to their new teammate, the Volcano Dipper. Pull, rip, and dip your slice into a molten volcano-shaped center filled with their iconic creamy garlic sauce. This sounds like my dream. Built for sharing during the game or keeping it all for yourself. No judgment here. If you're serious about their creamy garlic sauce, and I am, this one delivers. The Volcano Dipper, available now at Pizza Pizza. Double dipping.
I'm a double dipper.
Is very much encouraged.
If it's people I know,
I'm a double dipper.
I double dip, whatever.
And you know what? It used to stress me. I come from I have never stressed about that. I learned about double dipping in my youth, and I was like, wait, we're not all getting 2 rounds of creamy ranch. Like, you guys just don't want joy in your life. You gotta flip it over, use
the other side. Look, what's swap and spit between friends? You're fine.
Especially if there's creamy at, garlic. Family parties. I'm like, I'm
and
related to you.
Take a bite. How much is that? Like, I would.
Who's drooling on their breadsticks?
I need a study done.
Like, show me the breadstick droolers. Who's sucking on their breadstick or their carrot stick and then putting it back
toddler.
in?
That's it.
Please. You know who definitely would be pro double dips? You know what time it is.
It's time for Courtney's Corner.
All right, everybody's favorite. It's time for Courtney's Corner. I feel like we should have a little American national anthem under the theme song for Courtney's Corner this week. Bringing her in, her country, Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
Court, how's it feel, girl? What's the vibes like over there and celebrating the victory for the women's team? Yeah, we missed you. We heard so many good stories about you, Milan.
Yeah, that goes without saying. Miss you guys. Are you serious? It's awesome. Isn't it fun to see both teams come out with gold, and be on that team? Like, it's fun to be that part of it and see all the excitement of overtime wins. Come on. Those hockey. Are dreams. That's like a dream. You dream of it.
We just dream of, I'm Canadian, obviously, so my heart hurts for my ladies and my team. But, you can't ask for anything more than a hell of a game. And that's all I wanted in that final. Because,
a good game.
In covering the league, Julie and I have fallen in love with so many American and European players that,
right.
You get torn a bit because, this league makes you fans of them. And so when they're playing, I'm not rooting for anyone to have a bad game. And I've said it before, when you and I would play for our countries, I never wanted to go up against the US and have them play a shitty game and us beat them. Because where's the brag?
Yeah.
You can't even brag on that. You know what I mean?
True.
So I would want you guys to come out and play your best game, and I'd want to take it to you. And I don't think that game could have gotten any better.
Oh, it was so good.
What more can you ask from that Olympic final? And I don't know. I feel like if I'm a young kid watching that, my kids were in school watching that, and you saw it all across. I mean, you saw the posts on social, right, Julia? It was in the States, they had kids in school. You saw Pee-wee kids in the US find out the team won and they're all cheering. And it's these are cool. Core hockey moments, man.
Yep.
And that's where the fire gets lit. For me, it was 98 and then followed up with 02 and that Wick rant at the end. I know that it wasn't true. You guys had the flag on the floor. I believe you, Court. But how big of a moment, big thanks to the B-Dub, but how big of a moment was these Olympic Games for the next gen?
I mean, I don't know how you're not signing up for hockey right now or going to some pond. I mean, we just had a blizzard out here. I would be shoveling off a pond so quick and mimicking Keller, on the deek, on that dirty deek, and then coming in and burying it. I would be mimicking that and then doing the celly, throwing the gloves, arms up. I mean, my good God, you see how tall she looked?
I know.
Unbelievable.
God, I thought you could touch
I've been
the
seeing
ceiling.
people calling it the Star Spangled Dangle online, which is just the greatest handle I've ever heard.
That's clever.
Yeah, it's so good.
But it was just, I think that it's what happens. And I think I'm very excited for all the young girls out there. And I have I have 2 nieces, and I just hope that they see that and it inspires them to want to get on that ice and be a strong woman who can, win a goal for your country. It's just, and Megan Keller, just knowing her, and she's such a good friggin' person who does things the right way and works so hard and is such a good defenseman. And yeah, I just feel like she's always in the back. I do. I feel that way. I think she's way better than she's ever given credit for. And for her to have that moment and just to see her face. And I'm like, you deserve this moment more than anything, kid.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for her to have it. I'd be happy for any of them.
Yeah.
But I just, my God, good
Felt
job,
right.
Megan Keller.
Yeah. Julie even commented. Julie even said in our last episode, Megan Keller, we always talked about her being the best, one of the best, if not the best defender out there in the world right now. And no one talked about her enough. And it's this moment was so perfect for her. And
Yep.
it's like, and you still won't even see, she's not the type of person that is going to be like, me, guys.
I don't even
me."
think she's
Ever.
posted since. Like,
No.
she's just not that kind of person.
She's not like
but
that. Yeah. She's
Yeah.
just the most humble. Like, her parents are fantastic. The way she's raised, like, you can just see it. Like, she's a good kid and
Yeah.
adult. And to see her have that moment, I really, at my age and being around the game, I get so hyped up for somebody like that having that moment, because that's a moment you dream of. Scoring in overtime on the gold medal winner, and on a dangle, coming in on a 1-on-0 and beating Damien, like one of the best goalies of all time. That's a dream. And
it is.
So when I look at these young girls across the nation and across the world, how exciting for them to want to mimic a Keller. And then on the reverse side, if you're on the side that didn't get it done, you know, that gets you revved up to get it done and want to go out for your country and get that gold back. And I hate to say get it back, because I do strongly feel you earn it and it's yours. It's not like that's yours. You own that moment. And so
who wants the next
I think,
one?
Yeah. And I think I'm excited for the Canadian players who are going to be hungry and angry, you know, but it fuels you to want to go out and say, you know what, we're going to get it done. We're going to get that. We're going to go get it. So I think it's an exciting time for women's hockey.
Totally.
Very. I guess from your perspective too, Court, like we saw the way the rivalry series went. We've broken this down from our perspective. It was lopsided towards the Americans. How do you think the Canadians were able to keep that gold medal game so close, even though it looked like they were outmatched skill-wise?
I just think they knew the assignment that day, and they knew what they had to do, and they executed it perfectly. I think the U.S. team's better. They had more talent. They had more ability. They showed it throughout the tournament, but what Canada needed to do, they did exactly that. And I thought at times dominated the game completely and was shocked that they didn't pop. Like, there's a few moments. See, a good game is when you know either team can win it. And so there's moments that I know some of those players who want back where they could have maybe found a way, and it changes the whole thing of it. But like Frankel and Net, you know, making those saves, making her team stay in and saying, no, absolutely not. We're going to do this. And at one point for me, it was, instead of it's like you want to win the gold, I feel like the U.S. was like, we refuse to lose it. Like at one point during the game, it was like, nope, we can't lose this thing.
It was the third period, man. The third period was the first time where I'm like, uh-oh, because for the whole game, Canada was closing time and space. They were meeting at pucks. They weren't always being the first, but they were at least meeting at the same time. In the third period, they weren't. The Americans were there first. And I was like, oh no.
And I was impressed by it in the sense that just being in that locker room on the other side of it, where we're down, like in the O2 game, we're down and we can't figure it out. And it feels like, just like you can't, just doesn't feel right. I just was so impressed by the players to be able to stick it close, keep it close, not overly panic. You know, pulling the goalie with like, what, 2.5? There was a decent amount of time left. I remember being like, first of all, I'm on the edge of my seat, like edge of my couch.
At O'Donoghue's?
Like just sitting there watching this game the entire time. And then he pulls the goalie, and now I'm nervous because I'm like, God, I just know they can score. I know they can launch it. I know they can put it in, and now it's over. And I just thought the players watching them get possession of it and just get it done as if they were an oiled machine waiting for that moment. And Niter with the tip in, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. But oh my God, I never thought, I didn't realize the entire time how close this game was going to be. And when Canada came out and the way they played, and I was just proud of the game. That's what you want to see on TV. You want the best of the best. Just what a fun friggin' hockey game.
Yeah. And you mentioned it earlier about, you know, youngsters being inspired to like go play hockey and you know, win a gold medal for their country. Hayley Wickenheiser was inspired by a ski jumper. So like some kid might have been inspired, but you might see, you know, the next half pipe champ that is going to say, you know, Megan Keller inspired me to be here, which is pretty cool too.
Yeah, because it's also just that the emotion it brings when you see that. I mean, I just feel it through my whole body. Like when she scored that, I was like, it's almost like you can be that player because you've gone through moments at a high level that you get it. Like, you know, like you're like, whoa, I don't even know. That's something, that's territory I haven't been in, being such a stud like that. What a cool moment for her. Yeah. And her family.
It's special.
The Fleet are just going to run the table when they get back, hey? Like the confidence in that room.
I mean, you have Frankel, you have Niter, you have Wynn, like, and then you look at Mueller, like that. What a sick goal!
I know.
Like in her overtime win. Is this serious? Like,
picked it up on her exciting back.
Hockey, that's, and you know, when you're under pressure and be able to deliver under pressure like that, a lot of times it's like, oh yeah, that's great. I'm like, that's a lot of pressure. A lot of players can miss those shots or you overshoot it, right? You overshoot it. She just put on a show for me. I thought she was fantastic.
Yeah, that bronze was wicked. And like, we can talk about, you know, the impact in North America, but how about some of those European countries, even with that bronze medal game? You got a youthful Swedish team.
I can't wait to see Sweden next time around.
Oof.
Terrifying.
Knocking on the door.
They're going to be so fueled up. I think it's so good. Like, I hope they all like, because they look good. It was good. They're going to be great. And I just, you know, come on, Sweden, let's go. That was good. That was good hockey.
And then for Switzerland, I feel like that's a nation that really needs some youth injection a bit more, where they kind of take the reins a bit. So I feel like watching that, I hope they parade those ladies around with those bronze medals like crazy, just to, you know, get that next gen going.
Yeah, I thought their team looked fantastic. I loved the way they attacked offensively, positionally, how they played off each other. They never crowded the puck. I thought they were so good at moving it. I loved watching their team. I did.
Yeah. You know, for the way that this whole 2026 tournament at the Olympics was about youth and the next generation, there is something like a little bit magical and a little bit poetic to me that it was Keller and Knight that scored in the gold medal game to win it. And even though it was Layla and Heisey that had the sick dishes to the veterans, like something about those vets still pulling through in the end is pretty special to me.
Yeah. Feel in the moment, being able to deliver in the moment, I think that's the hardest thing. You see a lot of good players in practice do amazing things, but I'm like, if you can't do it in the moment, it's cool. Like, you can have cool practice stories, but if you're not doing it in the moment, who cares? And so I love seeing elite moments when these players just nail it and deliver, because it's so hard. There's so much intensity in it. And there was a lot of overtime winners. It was really exciting.
This US team was insanely good to watch through the entire tournament. And like, as a Canadian, you have no idea how hard it is, everyone, for me to like admit that they are setting the precedent in the bar, because I grew up, you know, saying Canada's the nation to chase. And we constantly set the precedent on how good you have to be. And I feel like the Americans have taken that over. Do you think it is even possible in a 4-year cycle to ice a team that is better than this one? I mean, you coach the U18, so you know what's coming up.
Yeah. And I think the US, I think there's a lot of hungry players out there. I think there's a lot of high compete players out there. And I think they do have a lot of skill. I think they're like what I saw with the U18 group, like their ability to snipe a puck. These aren't accidental shots. They're very purposeful placed shots. So if you leave them open, they're ringing it by your ear. And so what I think is interesting is in women's hockey, I always want more accurate shooting, hard, accurate shooting. And it's something you can control and you can do and you can practice every day, right in your backyard. So when I see that from this U18 group, I'm like, my good God, all they need is space. So now it's, you know, just finding that space, working within systems, and they can all do that. I think they have a great feeder system for it. I think Canada does too. They just got to find their legs. They're there. They're everywhere. It's just, who are they? You know, sometimes we might get on the wrong mindset and go for the wrong kinds of players. And then you realize, oh God, this kid's actually pretty dang good. And I think they're out there. I just think they might need a little time to cook a little more. Yeah. Maybe they pop a little bit in college, but they were in the U18 hunt. You know, being a U18 player is no guarantee you go national team. There's a lot of time in between now and then, and development, and some hard lessons to learn in college mentally, like not being in the lineup, not being on the first power play because you're a freshman. And maybe you are. I mean, who knows what your road looks like. But I just know there's a lot of bumps in it. And just seeing the players who can hang on through it, stay mentally tough, and not get discouraged when things get when a little bit adversity hits. Yeah. Because there's a lot of talent. It's not the talent that always floats to the top. It's talent with adversity, with the ability to handle it. And that'll be interesting to see over the next 4 years what younger players can fill some of those roles. And just from Canada's perspective, who are they looking at? What are they going for? Who's the next feeder system for them? Yeah. And then for US, those kids staying hungry. You made it once, great. But, you know, what's the hunger level look like? It's not easy to stick around being top dog.
Yeah, that's true. You think in 4 years, Jane Daly will get a sniff?
I mean, yeah, I wonder, you know, in terms of, you know, who's watching these kids, you know, what does her tryout process look like? Is she getting invited? Is there an August camp? Like, to me, there's so many questions on what the future's like for USA Hockey that you got to do well in college.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, and I hate saying this because I think it's gross, but points make a difference because there's not enough people watching the game for real. They're going to the stat sheet. They're looking at points. They're seeing who has an impact. Yeah, I'm sure they'll call coaches and get, but in the end, points are a big deal.
Yeah.
Points are a big deal.
In college, like you said, like it's not all the on-ice stuff that you're learning about. Like college actually truly teaches you how to be a pro. Like that's your first step on figuring out how to be a pro.
Yeah.
And some people flourish in it and other people just drown.
That's the thing. You learn a lot, like traveling, being around others, working with others, like
recovery.
It's like you're in a huge family and you can't be annoying all the time. You got to get along with people and you got to understand that they're going to have different points of view and you can't be critical on everybody. Like they're allowed to have those. And so I think there's so much growing up that happens in college in terms of how you handle different people, because in the end, all these people need to work together to win. It's a business. And so you can say all you want, that doesn't make a difference. It makes everything. It's the biggest deal in the world is how these players get along in terms of going far and creating a business and the culture and consistency of it. Recruiting wise, how are you keeping that thing going with more kids coming in because they want to be part of that?
Yeah. Okay, Court, this was awesome.
That was wicked.
Appreciate you. We missed you during the Olympics, like you said. We didn't get into any of the stories that we heard from Nadine Mazeral or who else was giving us some good ammo while we were in Milan.
I believe it was Flat Sis's group.
Oh yeah, Flat Sis's friends had some great stories about you too, Court. Did you see Flat Sis going around? There's a picture. There's a picture printed out of Sis Paulson. And her friends were bringing it. They brought it to Cortina. They brought it to the bar. They brought that thing everywhere. And we've already shouted out Sis on the podcast, but like she was working men's and women's. I don't think anyone's ever done that before. Like she's just absolute
Sis
legend.
is awesome.
So
she didn't
I played against her in college, like in the back end. I think I was like a senior when she was maybe a sophomore. But tried out with her at different Olympic things, Yeah. She's a good D. But she's like, that is my favorite. I don't want to say favorite, but one of my favorite post-game, like let's grab beers. All day long with Sis.
Yeah. I would love to know what Sis was like as a player, honestly. She's
a good player. She's a good defenseman.
Yeah.
I'd say reliable, as she is in her job.
I was just going to say, is there anyone more reliable in the business of hockey than Sis? She's literally always at the rink. You could always know where to find her.
She also doesn't make it about her. That girl just sits in the background, does her job, and does it well.
Yeah. Yep.
For both sides.
She's the best. She's the best.
Double gold for her.
Yep. Love that.
Know, right?
Court, congratulations. Soak in the win for both those golds, and we'll talk again next week. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys too. Nice seeing you.
Courtney's just the best.
She is.
Story time with her is awesome. We're going to have to do like maybe her and Nadine Mazeral on the podcast at the same time, I think.
The world isn't ready, but yes.
No, it's not. All right. We are ready though for our interview delivered by Pizza. And again, introducing the new Volcano Dipper. Pull, rip, and dip your slice into a molten volcano-shaped center filled with their classic creamy garlic sauce. This one we are very excited about.
Yes.
Tessa, you kind of identified this player right away before she was even drafted, and now she's come into the league and she's absolutely been ripping it up. Was she the third or fourth defender drafted? Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot right now, but I think she was the fourth. I don't know. There was a lot of great defenders that went in this draft. Kendall Cooper, maybe her name was a little bit understated coming into it, but she has made sure that is no longer the case and just absolutely making a name for herself in the PWHL.
Yeah, Minnesota knew what they were getting. They knew.
Yeah. When we talked to Ken Klee about it preseason, he was very excited about where he was able to get Kendall Cooper. She just seems so wise for her years. You had great chat with her mom over the summer up in Sudbury at a party, which is like, where is there ever a better time to meet anyone? So let's get right to it. It's Kendall Cooper on Jocks and Jills. All right, we had the pleasure of sitting down with her at the draft. We've had the thrill of watching her in the PWHL over the last couple months. She just ripped her first goal. And Tessa, I think you got to take this one away because you mentioned on the pod before, you had a pretty awesome run-in with Kendall Cooper's
Barb's
mom
daughter, you mean?
This summer.
With Barb's daughter?
Yeah.
Yes. Once upon a time up north in Northern Ontario, I was having a blast at Boulanger Ford where, Julia, you got to know Jose. Went to the golf tournament, had a ton of fun. Anyway, Jose was doing a grand I don't even want to say a grand opening, but an opening of an extension that she had done to the dealership in Sudbury. And so she had this big party, as Jose does, and no one knows how to throw a party like Jose. This is all I'll say. And it was an awesome party. I went there, bopping around, chatting with everybody that I knew. And this woman comes up to me and she was like, "Hey, my name's Barb Cooper." And I'm like, "Hi." And she was like, "My daughter plays hockey." I'm like, "Kendall Cooper's mom?" And she was like, "Oh my goodness, yes." And we snapped a picture together. I sent it to you, Jack. And your mom and I had a couple cocktails together. It was a great time. Your mom's awesome. She messaged the group, your family group chat right away. And she was like, "Oh," and she like kind of kept hiding her phone. I'm like, "Let me see what you got going on in there." And she's like, "Oh, the whole chat's popping off." I'm like, that's, first of all, I love that you guys have a family chat. And I love that it was popping off that evening. I didn't get to see what was written. However, I'm sure there's a lot of back and forth between your mom. Great lady, by the way. How is Barb? Is she home?
No, she's at work, but yeah, that group chat, my mom's quite the social butterfly, and so she'll go talk to anybody, and of course she knows you. And yeah, so anytime she sends like a selfie or anything in our group chat with somebody and we're like, "Oh no, like what did she say about us this time?" So yeah, so hopefully she said good things at
She was
least,
awesome.
but
We spent lots of time together.
yeah, she loved
I
that. That was
appreciate the
funny.
social butterflyness in her. Did that rub off on you, or is everyone else just let your mom take the reins on that?
Not quite. I think my brother got that side of her more. I think I'm more my dad's more reserved role, I would say.
Fair enough.
Do you just have the one brother? How many siblings do you have?
Yeah, just one brother. He's 3 years older than me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did he play hockey as well?
Yeah, he did. He played hockey until I think going into university, and then he kind of just did his own thing, but he still plays beer league and stuff. And sometimes I'll go watch his games, and
Do you?
it's fun. Yeah,
You're one of the like 3 people in the stands watching.
Yes, yes. In the freezing cold rink in the summer times. Yes. Yeah.
That's so nice of you. You got to return the favor a little bit then, I guess.
Yeah.
And imagine your family spends a lot of time watching you
Oh
play
yeah,
hockey.
for sure. And like he's my biggest fan. So anytime I can go see him play, I think he enjoys it.
That's awesome. Was it always like
Aw,
that growing
that's
up, or
great.
were there many sticks in the basement where battle wounds were had?
Oh yeah, a lot of mini stick games. And you know, he's 3 years older, but like I just thought I could play with him and all his friends. So like it got pretty intense. Like there was a few bloody noses and stuff over the years. I think our basement wall is like still dented in a little bit from a body check. So yeah, pretty intense. My dad also built like a backyard rink outside. So we spent hours and hours out there together.
Yeah, I heard year after year he would always add something new as you guys grew.
Yes. Yeah, once we were able to shoot the puck off the ice, he had to add like a whole netting thing because we would just be ripping them into our neighbors' like yard and stuff. And thankfully we never broke anything, but yeah, he did. He thought of some good things to
I
add
heard you
in.
almost did though. I heard you hit the kitchen window one time.
Yeah. Yeah. It like I think ricocheted off the crossbar or something and hit the window, and we're like, "Oh, that was a close one. Probably should stop playing now."
Or stop ripping them crossbar. Make them go bar down. But you grew up in Burlington. That's where you are right now. We're on an Olympic break chatting with Kendall. Is that where you played most of your youth hockey? And was it with the boys or was it with the girls? Where'd you start out?
Yeah, so I mean I started in Timbits, I think like any Ontario kid does, but then I played 1 year of girls with the Barracudas and then switched to boys. I played for the Bulldogs for 1 year and then switched to the Eagles, and I played a number of years there. And then when I switched to girls, I went to Stony Creek.
The legendary Stony Creek. My son wanted to play for the Bulldogs
Legendaries,
so
right?
bad. The Burlington Bulldogs.
Because
Oh,
of
yeah.
Shorzy?
No, Burlington maybe because of Shorzy or because of Tanky, I'm not sure, but he just really wanted to be on the
Right.
Burlington Bulldogs. I was like, well, you see, we live in Milton and we're the Winterhawks.
Yeah.
Sorry to break it to you,
Aw.
but that's cool. So it's obviously I'm going to assume the schedules worked out good for your brother playing boys and you as well. Is that kind of a reason why, or was there just absolutely not enough girls playing for your liking?
I think it was because my year of Barracudas, like I was the younger age, like in the group of, it's like 2-year age
Right.
group. So I would have like had to stay at that level another year. And I think my parents were like, I think she could play like a higher level. And the girls like organization didn't let me. So they were like, why don't you just play boys? And at the time my brother was in Bulldogs. So they're already familiar like with that organization. And so that's kind of why I went there.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then when did
I
you
don't know. I was
finally?
pretty young. So
Yeah. When did you finally jump ship? Because I feel like Burlington, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, the Barracudas have a great girls hockey organization, but Stony Creek obviously is legendary. Julie and I have been on plenty of these interviews talking to a ton of legends that have played.
A lot of Stony Creek talk.
Everyone
on
goes
the
to Stony
show.
Creek. It's like, well,
Yeah.
what was I doing wrong? Anyways, when did you decide to just jump ship and head out that way, and why?
yeah, so my final year of playing Eagles, the boys, I did a year of hitting, and I was terrified every game. Like at this point, the boys were starting to grow, and yeah, like it was just, I don't know, I was not really having as much fun because I was so worried about getting smoked by some of these guys. So it was kind of already time anyways to move to girls. And then I played like a summer tournament with some of these girls that I've never met before, but it was kind of like a good introduction, into the girls' game. And some of them were on Stony Creek. And so I think that's kind of the connection. And they're like, you should come to Stony Creek. And I think it was like between Stony Creek and Oakville. And like, being from Burlington,
I was going to say, it
wasn't
can't be a
gonna
hornet. Yeah, no way. That's illegal.
Yeah. So I went to Stony Creek, and Ed Svedic, Ainsley Svedic's father, he actually was like my first hockey coach in Timbits. And he at the time was an assistant coach for Sony. So I think it kind of just worked out perfectly in that regard too, just knowing somebody on the coaching staff.
Yeah. And they saved you from being a
Aw.
hornet.
Yeah.
Imagine,
Yeah.
imagine what all your friends would have said.
No, like there was no way. It's funny. I was born in Oakville.
I was gonna say.
like both my grandparents, they live in Oakville. Like my doctor and dentist are in Oakville, but for some reason I live in Burlington, and I couldn't picture myself playing
For those
Oakville,
listening and not familiar with the greater Toronto area geography, if you will, Burlington and Oakville are neighboring cities right next to one another. They kind of like bleed in. They're very similar. But obviously the hockey rivalry is real in those two departments. But growing up in Burlington, even though you were born in Oakville, you'd have to assume there would be a lot of connections with you and a lot of the players that play in the league. And one of which is just my favorite is that your brother played with Emma Malte. Is that correct? Was she as lippy as she was back then as she is now, or was little Malte more quiet?
I don't remember like maybe the off ice, but I remember watching her play, and like she would just be ripping around out there. Like there was no fear in her at all. And it was like so cool. Honestly, that was like so inspiring for me. But yeah, I don't remember like too much of off ice. I'm not sure like I really spoke to her too much.
No, not at all. A
I don't-
girl
I
on your
don't
brother's team, you
remember. I
didn't
don't
even
think
chat?
so. I don't think
It's hard to be the
so.
little sister
Yeah.
in the stands. It's a different
Yeah.
role you got to play in the rink. Totally different character.
I honestly was probably off playing like manhunt or hide and go seek most of the times anyways. But
As siblings do.
yeah. No, I just thought she was like the coolest person ever, like playing with all the boys, especially my brother. Like, no offense, my brother, but she was way better than him. So I thought that was cool too. He won't like me saying that, but that's
She's
okay.
about to compete in the Olympics. I'm sure he's just fine.
Well, yeah,
It's all good.
Exactly.
That's unreal. Do you guys get to train together at all now or see each other in the off season?
I've seen her a few times. I used to train in the same gym as her. But yeah, no, I think I've seen more for Toronto teammates. Like I skated a bunch with Allie Monroe and Callie Flanagan, and Renata came out a few times. So that was cool. It's always cool to
Yeah.
share the ice with all of them.
You had so many cool people to look up to, like just around your community. Can you like speak to the impact of like players who played in the Olympics? Like who were some people that you were looking up to other than Emma Malte ripping circles around your brother?
Yeah, definitely Renata. In the last like few years, especially just like because she's a defenseman and
Yeah.
her skating ability is like
Wild.
insane. I remember this summer, like she hopped on the ice with us and like I just was like caught watching like the whole time. Like it's
It's
incredible.
beautiful, isn't it? You're just like, wow.
It is. It's so effortless. Like it's crazy. But yeah, then like when I was growing up, I went to Becky Keller's hockey camps a lot. So she kind of was like the person I really looked up to in that sense. But I mean, there's been some great players that have come out of Stony Creek, like you mentioned. Like I remember looking at, they have like a photo wall like in the Stony Creek rink at Gateway, and like Brian Jenner and Sarah Nurse. I'm like, well, like play for the same organization as them. Like that's so cool. Like even though they weren't born in Burlington or anything, just having those names like in a familiar area is really
Wearing
cool.
the same jersey you were wearing.
Yeah.
You said you went to Becky
exactly.
Keller's hockey school. Becky Keller, big friend of the show. We love Kex here on the show. She's awesome. I have to assume, because whatever Becky Keller does, Cheryl Pounder's tagging along. So was Cheryl Pounder at the hockey school as well? And like, how much fun were those two?
I think she was. I have a really bad memory, honestly, but I had a encounter with her this past summer because I was like
An encounter is
Go
all you can
on.
call her rather than
Interaction,
Cheryl.
I was hopping on the ice to like help out the Svetiks again. I'm really close with their family. Tristan, she coaches an Oakville team, and Cheryl Pounder's daughter is on it. And so I was helping out, and then I like kind of recognized her in the stands. And I was like, wait, like that's Cheryl Pounder. Like, that's so cool. So I don't remember her from the Becky Keller camps, but that was my more recent interaction with
Tristan
her.
Svetik coaches Annie at her kinder hockey, my daughter.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah, that's
That's the
awesome.
hockey community.
Oh,
The
that's
Svetiks are the
awesome.
best.
Yeah, good peeps. 100%, absolutely.
Yeah.
Were you always like I played D with Carla McLeod, and I always bring this up, and I don't know why it's a thing to me. Were you always like a bubble wearer?
No.
What happened
No.
there? I'm not saying it's
actually,
wrong. I'm
like-
just saying what caused the switch?
No, I know. I actually was like so against
Yeah.
bubbles before. Like I was
You
like,
were
that's so
anti-bubble.
weird.
The old fishbowl.
But then I got to QPAC, and so my freshman year was like COVID, and it was like, like still very real in terms of quarantine and all that stuff. And they basically told us, they were like, you can wear a mask with a cage, or you can just wear a bubble, no mask. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing the mask with a cage. Like,
Yeah.
I think that hurts my style more.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I switched to the bubble, and then I was like, it took me like a couple weeks to get used to the breathing, but then I was like, oh, I like
Wait,
this.
what do you
Like,
mean
there's
used to the
no-
breathing?
It can be a little more restricting. Like we would get like bag skate and stuff, and I would like have to kind of lift my bubble up because I was like, I can't breathe. But
Would it get all fogged up?
yeah, well, it depends.
Yeah.
Like in the summertime is really bad. Like I'm literally wiping it like every rep I do. But yeah, and then I just really liked it. And then I was like, I can't switch back now. So I just kind of kept it.
COVID.
Hopefully I look okay with it.
COVID got to it.
Yeah.
Suits you.
I think it's great.
Thank
You went in the COVID bubble and you never emerged.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
For COVID bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
At some point during COVID, they were just freestyling. They're like, yeah, no cage, mask under that, but bubble,
Yeah, bubble should be
works.
fine.
It was,
Yeah,
it
you
was
can't
a
even breathe in
struggle.
there.
It
Don't
was
worry
a
about it.
struggle.
Yeah.
There's no air getting in.
I guess in fairness, that's so true.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Did that happen to any of your other teammates? They ended up making the
Yeah,
switch.
was everyone
did
in a
anybody do it
bubble
with you?
by the end of the season?
Yeah, I think everybody was in a bubble. Honestly, I played 14 games. Like it was a very short season. And like I was in quarantine for 2 months. I didn't even like practice with the team a lot. So I don't know. Freshman year was a blur for me. Like I kind of blocked that out of my brain, honestly.
Why were you in quarantine for 2 months?
Oh gosh, because the university policies and everything, like I was living with 7 other girls. One by one, they got COVID. But each time somebody new gets COVID, your 14 days restart.
Right.
So
Oh
it
my
was
gosh.
like we made it to day 13 and then somebody
No.
got tested positive. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me right now. Yeah. So
You guys
that's
should have
why.
just been walking around the house with your bubbles on and that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
At that point, I was like, just let me test positive.
Yeah.
Like, let me get out of the way. You'd be immune for 3 months. You didn't have to test. but
100%. I would have been just like,
it's
everybody
all
kiss.
good.
Don't even care. We're all getting it. We're doing this all at the same time. End of story.
Yeah.
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 Those were wild
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
We could go back before that though a little bit to 2 tours with Canada's U18 team before you headed off to college. Captained the team on your second try round. Like what kind of memories do you have from pulling on the Canadian jersey at U18s?
Oh, it was unreal. My first year, like I was just in awe. Like even walking into the dressing room in Calgary and like seeing the jerseys, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so cool. You just like you watch on TV like growing up and stuff in the Olympics, and you don't think that you're gonna be wearing that jersey yourself. So it was super cool and like 2 amazing locations. Like my first year was in Japan, which I just like never thought I would go to Obihiro, Japan, which is like north part of it. And then the second one was in Slovakia, which is also super cool. So I just only have positive experience of both of those places. And of course, a silver medal in my second year was not what we wanted, but it was still incredible.
Yeah, I feel like those tournaments in the moment feel like the medal is everything. And then when you leave and like everyone goes away to college or university and you get to play each other again, you realize it's more about like the friendships and like those memes that you got that truly stick out. Like even when we talk to Buckles from time to time, she talks about her time at U18s and like the crazy stuff and the fun stuff that they were doing. Anyways,
You corrected yourself. The
crazy
fun
fun things.
and appropriate stuff that Buckles
Following all
was
of the rules.
doing at
They were-
U18s. They were being stand-up citizens and students and players, obviously.
So
at
what
all
about that
times.
team stuck out to you that was special? The last one specifically.
I think it is the friendships, like you said. Like, Nicole Gosling is one of my best friends still to this day. We went to both those tournaments together. Like just kind of seeing how, like, it's just so cool how you can get people from every province to come together for like a 2.5 week span, whatever it was, with just the same goal. And we were all so like locked in on trying to win that gold. And, we came up short, but like, I just think that is so cool. Like I got to meet people who I never thought that I would meet. So I think that's the cool part about it.
Yeah. How did you end up picking? I like that you said QPAC, so I'm going to go with that.
Just
the
easier
rest of
for
the
everybody.
Yeah. What was recruitment like for you, and how did you end up deciding to go there?
Yeah, I don't remember a whole lot of it because it started like the end of grade 8 for me. This was
That's
before
brutal.
the
crazy
rule.
Like, what do you
Wild
even
West
know
era,
in grade
yeah.
8? You don't even know math
I'd-
well, I mean, you guys probably did, but I
didn't
didn't
know anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was before the rule. I'm glad that they have that implemented
No
now,
kidding.
but it worked out for me just fine because I loved my 5 years at QPAC. My parents were great though at kind of guiding me through the whole process. Like it wasn't just about hockey and it wasn't just about school. Like it was kind of, we wanted a combination of, like a good hockey program, but also like making sure the school had good academic programs for me. And I also wanted a smaller school. Like I knew that I didn't want to go somewhere big like Penn State. So yeah, QPAC was just kind of the right fit.
What'd you end up majoring in?
Well, see, that's the thing is I thought I wanted to be a physiotherapist. So they had a great program there. So I was like, yep, this is perfect. A semester in, and everything was Zoom because it was COVID. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. This is not
I
for
don't want to
me
do this
at
anymore. I'm
all.
not doing this.
So I did my undergrad in journalism and PR, and then I did
cool.
1 year master's in business administration.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey.
So the 5th year kind of worked out. Like as much as COVID kind of sucked, it gave me an extra year, and I was able to get a master's, which is like awesome.
No kidding.
So, yeah.
Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
You went to school with a couple of characters that are in the PW, and Lexia, Gia, Zoe Boyd. Was it Gia? What were her? I guess you guys didn't have walk-in fits. You had those brutal quarter zips, right? That she talked about that still give her nightmares.
Oh
Yeah. I guess we didn't at the time. I think it's evolved a little bit, but maybe when she was there, we didn't have.
It was a traumatic experience.
It was a problem.
Probably for her. Yeah.
Was she always a fashion diva?
Oh yeah. And like Lexi's one of my great friends, and I think she's so cool. I honestly admire like her confidence because I like could not pull off the outfits that she pulls off. But yeah, she's always been super into fashion and just like expressing herself in different ways.
Yeah,
so.
she is cool, by the way.
Yeah.
Coming from a
very
much
cool.
older person than her, she's pretty cool. What was Zoe Boyd like? Did you ever meet her pet squirrel?
No. I didn't know she had a pet squirrel.
Julia, remember she had a squirrel that she brought
Yeah,
back
I
to
think
life?
that was like more of a child. I
Oh,
can't remember what
gosh.
era of her life that happened and if it was more of a childhood thing or an adult thing. But Zoe just seems like a character. We heard about like the student house getting broken into.
That was
Someone stole her
really-
underwear. That was weird.
Yeah, it was strange, honestly. It was kind of scary just,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
that was not good.
the area you're into, you just never know. But yeah, Zobo, she's awesome. Like she just cares so much about everybody, and she definitely is a character. She's funny.
Was she changing oil on everyone's cars back then?
Not my car, at least. So I don't know.
Not my car. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. This is like the day after I saw like the I don't even know how to break this down on this podcast, but Zoe like was going back and forth with another girl on her podcast and like kind of fumbled the bag in DMs. Did you guys see this?
No.
Okay, I'll send it to you guys after. It's really funny. She sent this girl like the most inappropriate DM, and then the girl posted it.
No.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so good. We mentioned like we met you at the draft for the first time. Kind of an insane. Well, can you just tell us like now that it's in hindsight, like walk us through that day from your perspective? They had it set up so nice in Ottawa. Like I love the way you guys got to walk the purple carpet. I kind of forgot that it was about 1,000 degrees, but I guess that was
And windy and
case.
rainy.
But they had you guys set up.
Yeah, there was everything.
Yeah, it was the weather
Yeah.
was. The weather was weird, but like what an absolute show they put on for you guys, and I'd imagine it felt pretty cool getting to experience that.
It was insane. Like I didn't know what to expect, but yeah, they did such a good job, and the whole day itself, like I thought it was going to feel quite long, but it kind of did fly by when I think about it. I had a brunch with a bunch of my family members. A bunch of them live in Ottawa, so I got to see them in the morning and kind of just chat with them a little bit, and then I just started getting ready and stuff, and it was awesome. It was a blur though. I was so just like overwhelmed by everything. It was crazy.
To hear your name be called drafted to the back-to-back champs. I mean, were you excited or were you like, "Oof, here comes some pressure"?
I was so excited. I was just like so surprised. I didn't know that they were going to pick me. I didn't even know like what, I didn't think I was going to go in the first round. So I was just kind of sitting there, and then like I noticed like the cameraman would like go and set himself in front of the person that was going to get called. And he like came over to like my area with my family, and I was like, wait a minute, like my name gonna get called here? Like,
Hold on.
like what? And yeah, it was so cool. I think, there's pressure wherever you go, but like obviously Minnesota back-to-back champs, they also, lost like two really great defensemen in Claire Thompson, Sophie Jakes, even Channel Watkins, all to Vancouver. So I knew that there was some big opportunity for me, like on the defenseman side. So I was super excited about that. And yeah, it's awesome.
What was your welcome to Minnesota moment, and what was it like?
I think in training camp when when the rivalry series girls, they came back. And we were doing this 1v1 angling drill. And I was going against Kendall Schofield. And I was like, oh shit.
Tell me you want to swap?
Yeah.
She just went right by me. I was like, okay,
Good angle,
here we
Kendall.
go.
Look good from here.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. No, yeah, that was probably my like, okay, I got to figure this out. But it's been awesome. I think like being able to practice against those forwards and like even just the defense too, like watching Lee Steckline, how she can like attack certain drills and stuff. But that's what makes the games easier for me, I think, is that, you know, I'm going against amazing people in practice every day. So then it almost feels easier in the games when I, you know, go up against very good players as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Lee is underrated when it comes to best defender in the world conversations. Have you gained like more of an appreciation for her game? I just Canadian. I know you watch a lot of Renata. Is there anything about her game that you've maybe noticed more of or come to appreciate in playing with her?
Yeah, I think it's just the details like of her stick, of her body position, like those little things. I think that, you know, fans and viewers, they might not even realize that make a difference. Like the way that a forward attacks her 1v1 is a lot different than other defense because she already puts them in this like trap sort of thing. So I've kind of picked up a lot of little things from her, and she's a great mentor for me.
I bet she's got a good wingspan too, so it's hard to actually make your way around
Seriously.
her.
Yeah.
She's like one of my favorite players to interview because she's always so funny about it. But like she's so much taller than me when and I've given up on wearing heels too. I don't know what's happened with that, but I'm sneakers all the way on game day now, and it doesn't help my cause at all.
I love that. With that, I mean, you say, you know, Lee's taught you a lot. She's been a good mentor for yourself. Your transition from collegiate to PW hockey, it feels like the speed and the physicality of the PW, you know, that year that you spent terrified playing body contact with the boys seems to have paid off as well. Do you feel like the fact that you are a good skater has helped you and given you an advantage to really make a smooth transition into this league?
I think it helps for sure. I think, you know, understanding who you're going against too. Like I watch hockey basically like every night, whether it's the NHL or other PWHL games. And I think like that's really helped me to see like what other defensemen do. I'm still young, so I'm kind of a student of the game. But like I would say that combination of the skating and then also just like the vision is kind of what's helped me transition. I think I have such a long way to go, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far.
Well, it's been fun watching you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a blast. Like, congratulations on the season so far. Like, so fun to watch your development already, and can't wait to see. Like, I feel like you have no ceiling in this league, Kendall. So excited to see what you accomplish.
Well, thank you
And
very
we can't
much.
wait to get Barb on the
Appreciate
pod
that.
at some point. You tell her I say what's
that's
up.
a need. That's a need.
Oh, yeah, I will. She'll probably, that will make her head grow 10
We were already
times.
texting last night. Don't worry.
Oh,
Do you
gosh.
still do your banana before every game day?
Yep,
You do.
I have to. Yeah. There was
The night before?
No, so I eat half a banana after off ice warm up and then the other half after on ice warm up. And actually it was in Montreal and they didn't have any bananas. I was like, oh crap. I've had a banana for like, I don't even know how long before every game. And I told Sid more and she's like, we always have bananas. Let me go look. Next thing you know, they're on the table. And I'm like, what? She's like, you're an idiot. You gotta look harder than
Though,
that.
did she steal them from the other team's table?
Probably, yeah, probably. She's a character.
Crisis averted. You need teammates like that. Kendall, thank you so much again. Have a good rest of the break and can't wait to see you back in action.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me,
No
guys.
problem.
Kendall Cooper's a player I'm looking at in the second half. Like I mentioned coming in, she already popped in the first half.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we could see more from her even in the second half. Awesome character too. Thank you very much to her for coming on. And again, that one was delivered by our friends at Pizza, introducing the new Volcano Dipper. Pull, rip, and dip your slice into a molten volcano-shaped center filled with their classic creamy garlic sauce. Oh my gosh, I've said that 3 times now, and now I'm like,
I know,
as
we're
soon as
ordering
done
it,
recording, I
100%.
will be ordering the volcano dipper. My mouth is watering. I need this
Yeah.
in my life. Okay, it's time to get back to PWHL action. The PWHL season is heating up, and FanDuel is your home for betting all the action on the ice. Back your favorite teams your way as they continue their road to the Walter Cup with unique offerings all season long. Miss puck drop, no sweat with live same-game parlays. You can build your bets right up until the final buzzer. With live player props like anytime goal scorer only on FanDuel. Download FanDuel Sportsbook today and play your game. All right. We mentioned Thursday. We're recording this on Thursday. You guys are all going to hear this Friday. Friday night, Torrent Scepters. Again, Friday night. Scepters,
I know.
minus 105 on the money line. Torrent are the slight favorites at minus 114. Who you got in this battle between the Scepters, a lot of players from Team Canada who came home with silver medals,
I know.
and the Torrent, a lot of Team USA on this Torrent team.
I just have more belief right now in the second half of the season in this Torrent team. So that's where I'm going.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a close one, though. I think this is going to be a battle.
Yeah. Should be good. I mean, Torrent are on the road, but I feel like for some of the heavy hitters, the big swingers, they're still all messed up like us on our sleep and what time zone we're in. So I feel like they're kind of numb to that. But I don't know, Hilary, Carp riding the high, Schroeds and Murphy able to fine tune and work on some things with goalie coaches. I feel like Torrent's slight favorite because the head coach of Toronto and their GM was away. So like what really took place when they were gone? Does he know like how much into the swing of things is he? How much was he paying attention to the Scepters when he was gone? I don't know.
Very interesting. So Tessa's got the Torrent in that one. I agree with you, especially like all the travel and such. Fleet at Charge, Saturday, 2 p.m. Dead even on the money line right now, Tessa.
I'm not betting
Minus
against the Fleet.
110
I'm
for
not.
both teams.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not betting. Don't. I will not. I will not. I picked the Fleet. And Charge, just know you can ban me or whatever, but like, can you blame me? You can ban me, but can you blame me? I'm not.
You can ban us, but you can't blame
No.
us. That might have to, we might need t-shirts with that, Tessa. It's kind of our vibe. Thank
Totally.
you very much to FanDuel. Please play responsibly, 19 plus and physically located in Ontario. If you have questions or concerns about your gambling or the gambling of someone close to you, please contact Connex Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge. Free of charge. The charge. Charge. What's wrong with me this morning? We have a very good Dr. Jill question today. If you want to get in touch with us for Dr. Jill, we do Dr. Jill on Fridays. Get your questions in by Thursday morning. You could call us, leave us a voicemail at 1-929-542-2442. Send us an email, jocksinjills@thepwhl.com. DM us across social media, Instagram, Twitter, X, Facebook at jocksinjills. This one is from Charging Into Love.
I love this.
Hey,
And
Tessa
I've got
and Julia.
a great recommendation. Let's go.
Hey, Tessa and Julia. Now that you'll be back to regularly scheduled episodes, I'm sending in my Dr. Jill question that's been kicking around my brain since a comment you made a few weeks ago. I'm fully using this question like a classified ad. I'm a 29-year-old single lesbian. Happy to take some heat off buckles and get your dating advice instead. I have 2 season tickets to the Ottawa Charge. And how can I find someone special to share with them?
Girl, go to that. What was the bar we went to before the game, Julia?
Craft.
Go there. That's I mean, I don't know much about the Toronto dating scene, the Ottawa dating scene or what's going on in and around there, but that was a hub. I felt like that was a hub. And you could just like walk around like, hey, do you know anyone that needs a ticket? Like just go up to someone cute or whatever, spark a convo, grab a seat at the bar, wear your jersey so people know what's up. I feel like that's a good place to start.
I think that you should also join the Red Scarf Union Facebook group.
Yeah.
Because then you might get a feel on like who's single. I feel like you need to start talking to all the Ottawa Charge fans, like the couple that got engaged. Like they met at a Charge game, I believe. They might have some recommendations. I think that you start with, going to craft pregame, pull up by yourself, order a Clarkie, sit at the bar, leave the stool next to you empty.
Or producer Jackie suggests start playing on a gay hockey team. Like, since when are there gay and not gay hockey teams, Jackie? That is so crazy. We're just hockey teams, okay?
I kind of love it though. Play on a gay hockey team.
Is it real?
Jackie says,
There is, she says. There's gay hockey
gay
teams.
hockey teams in Ottawa. Join that. I love that. But my recommendation still stands because I'm an internet human. I would join the RSU Facebook group and suss it out on there first.
And I'm a socialite. Go to the bar.
Yeah. If I go to the bar and meet someone, I assume that I'm getting, murdered after. But maybe I listened to too much Dateline.
All of our answers are very true to ourselves.
So good.
All
Honestly,
right.
I would listen to Jackie because Tessa and I tried to man Buckles Tinder. Or
We didn't know her
Hinge
type.
one night.
That wasn't fair. I feel like I would do so much better on swiping for her now that I
We
know
got her
type.
unmatched. It doesn't matter if we know her
Twice.
type. We were just being idiots.
Twice. She got
Sorry if
unmatched
you were the
twice.
person that unmatched Buckles
Yeah.
because of us. I really feel bad. Also, I have one shout out I have to do before we end this podcast. I'm pulling it up on my phone right now because the person who gave me, sorry, Tessa, she did try to give it to us, but then I took it, but gave us the Tina pin, sent us a DM. It's from Hal. Hallelujah. Thank you so much for giving us those pins. I'm so obsessed. She said, hi, I sent you an email about the pins. I didn't see the email yet, but I saw this DM. I'm so glad you got them. You guys are the best.
Thank you. Hallelujah.
Hail, you are the best. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Howl.
Like a dog howl. Very good handle also. And thank you so much for this Unipin and the hockey pin. You made our day. Thank you very much to SharkNinja, Sober Carpenter, Pizza, Clever Mocktails, Arrow, CCM, everybody who helps us put on this podcast week in and week out. We love ya. We are so back into the swing of things. Follow us on social media to keep up with all the games this weekend. JocksandJills, wherever you get your content. And until then, we will talk to you all on Tuesday.